So we're located 4 miles out of Laurel, Montana, and we grow hydroponic basil. And we are branching into more herbs, primarily into mint, fresh cut mint. In '04, when I came to look at this greenhouse, to buy this business, the gentleman that was going to sell the greenhouse said, we grow tomatoes, cucumbers, and basil. And I looked at him and I said, what is basil? I never in my life heard of basil. And he told me, well, it's one of the most used herbs in the restaurant industry. And I'm like, really? Well, I'll grow it. Show me how to do it. And we jumped into it. And ever since that, basil has been our #1 income. Years ago when I started, I was growing like in a certain way with perlite, whatever. Then I started researching hydroponics or just water in a channel. And I'm like, can this work? And after acquiring some channels and doing it, I'm like, wow, this is the way to go. As far as hydroponic, it is easy. You can grow anything. I love it. So basil in the hydroponic channels, we do a 1 cut. So basil grows, let's say 8 inches tall. We do a 1 cut, throw away the roots. Mint, we can't do it that way. Mint, we can do a weekly harvest and we allow it to grow back. So that's the only difference that we have there. In the fall of '04, I had the idea that I'm going to go to Sysco and ask them, how much basil do you grow? Can I sell basil to you? Well, my neighbor who had the greenhouses told me, you will never get into Sysco. They will not deal with a small farmer. So I took a pound of basil, I called Sysco, and me being the entrepreneur that I am, and I don't take no for an answer, I called the buyer at Sysco and I said, I want to bring you a pound of basil. And he said, bring it in. He took the basil and he said, I'll call you in a week. So I go home, work in the greenhouse here, and he called me a week later and he said, I will buy your basil next year. And overnight, my whole market changed in the greenhouse. I literally do no marketing. The basil literally sells itself. And when I go to town, I see people, they tell me, oh, I ran into your basil at Albertsons, it's the best. That's my word of mouth. That's a blessing. I thank God for that every day. Wheat, barley, you need a lot of acres, you need the rain. When it comes to hydroponic, you can grow so much more in a smaller footprint, save water, grow more, and I do believe the ROI would probably be way more substantial, because if it doesn't rain, you're pretty much done. And you need a good plan, you need to fail, you need to grow, you need to learn, you need to adapt. I've been to seminars all over the United States, California, Ohio, Nebraska. I've talked to, I don't know, the top consultants in this field. I've gleaned a lot from them, but most of the stuff I've learned in the greenhouse, I have literally learned hands-on. You fail, you learn, you grow, you adapt, and you get better at it. I feel that in 2024 right now, I feel that I'm at a spot where I know finally what I'm doing with growing hydroponic basil. So that's kind of my story. I love my job. I love going to my job. I love my job.